Handy Hudsonite, I'm going to show you how to connect or pair your AirPods 3 third generation to your iPhones, both the newer iPhones and the older iPhones, though the process is identical for the older iPhones. The primary part of this content is to focus on how to pair it with the newer iPhones. And before we do this, we want to make sure that the Bluetooth is turned on our device, because if it's not, then your phone isn't going to be able to see the AirPods to connect to them. The other thing is I did a full reset on my AirPods, or if you have brand new AirPods, you won't need to worry about this, but because I've used mine before, I did a full reset by pressing this button on the back and then holding these, and then this white flashing button would turn an amber orange if I fully reset it, and that takes about 15 seconds when pressing that button. Okay, so setting these up is very easy. Open the case, you'll see a dialog pop up, just says AirPods. I wish it would say AirPods 3, just because I have other AirPods and it says that as well. We want to tap connect. It's going to connect to my iPhone 13. It gives a little presentation about the features in the AirPods. Tap done. This dialog, it'll show us the charge levels, and it shows that my case is pretty low, it needs to be charged, and then my charge of my AirPods. If I take out one of the AirPods, it'll show me the charge level of each one. If you see a huge difference in charging levels between your AirPods, then what you want to do is you want to check these charging ports, which are down inside of your case here where the stems lie, and you want to make sure those are free from any debris or earwax. So you can use Q-tips, even Q-tips that have a couple of drops of rubbing alcohol in them, and get down and clean those contact points, as well as the silver rings on your AirPods. Make sure there's no gunk on those. Make sure that those are clean so you have good contact, because they not only charge the AirPods, but they tell your case that the AirPods are in the case. So if I put one of my AirPods in, you'll see this flash and acknowledge that it's in there. Just like with this one, it'll flash and acknowledge that it's in there. Okay, let's go out of there and go into the settings. Let's go into Bluetooth settings. So you come into settings, you just go to Bluetooth, and you'll see my AirPods here at the bottom. That's not what I want to rename them, and I also have a little trick that will show these at the top of the Bluetooth device list. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's go into the settings, which is this blue eye with a circle around it, and you'll see all the different settings for your AirPods third generation. Now, of course, these are very different than the first and second generation AirPods, as they have spatial audio and some other features that those don't support. Now, if I close my case, let's say you get in here, you tap into your information, and you don't see all these settings, you only see this, then it's because your AirPods aren't connected. That's why you only see a few lines. And I'm going to talk about this version here in just a minute and why that's important as well. Let's reconnect the AirPods to my phone. That of course pops back up, but then we'll see all the other settings populate here momentarily. There we go. And what I wanted to highlight here is this version 4C165. That's the firmware version of the AirPods themselves. They have their internal software updated from time to time by Apple. This is the most recent at the time of the filming. Make sure these are updated. It will eliminate issues that you may have with Bluetooth connectivity, sound, and some other problems that can tend to have. And the other thing is, which I promised before, was renaming these. So instead of just Matt's AirPods, I'm going to call them Matt's AirPods 3. And not only that, I want to make sure they're at the top of my list. So I'm going to just highlight. I'm going to put the cursor there at the very beginning before my first letter, and I'm going to tap the dot or the period. Put it in there. Make sure to tap done, or it won't save your changes. If I go back to a Bluetooth list, look now, it's up at the top of the list. It says Matt's AirPods 3. I know exactly that these are my AirPods 3 and not my regular AirPods. Great way to distinguish it, and just to, if you have a lot of devices connected, a great way to make sure that you can find it. Connecting my AirPods third generation is just as simple to connect to older iPhones like my 8 Plus here. Open the case, we're going to see the same dialog pop up. Now the reason why this says not your AirPods, I don't know if you can see this in the video, instead of just AirPods, is because I didn't fully reset the AirPods themselves, and so they're still a bit of a memory of this because I share the same iCloud account between these two phones. And so I'm going to tap connect, and this is what it's going to prompt me to hold the button because the AirPods are not in pairing mode right now. It was before when I connected to my 13 because I had fully reset them. So just find that button on the back, press and hold until the white light begins to flash. Then it will automatically connect to my iPhone 8 Plus. There we see the same dialog we did on the 13. Now again, we have this really wonky name here that I want to update. Tap done. Okay, so they are connected. Come into my Bluetooth settings. Now it did remember the little period before, that tip that I gave you, but we still need to get rid of this Find My that Apple likes to stick on the end. Just delete it, make sure to tap done, go back. You'll see that Find My part is done, and I have my AirPods 3 named the way I want them at the top of my list, connected, ready to go on my iPhone. All I have to do is take them out, and then I can listen to whatever I want to listen to on my iPhone. They're connected. I can put my case over here to charge. I appreciate you watching this. I'll see you in the next video.